Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna look at the A-10A Thunderbolt II, the legend of the aircrafts from the United States. So in our game we have three Thunderbolts. We have A-10A Premium, A-10A Late and A-10C. The newest and saddest in the game A-10 because his battle rating is pretty high. And today we're gonna look on the premium vehicle that is in our game a pretty long time. What can I say about this plane? He's playing not bad because he's having Mavericks, and this is all that it's working for the ground RB. For air realistic battles we have GAU 8 and a lot of rounds in this plane because this plane was constructed around GAU 8. And in real life it should be a real flying tank that is protected and can withdraw any damage on him. He can fly, and how I remember there was a story that the pilot with only one engine and really damaged A-10 sit on the airfield, and this was pretty amazing. And what about this thing? Gaijin nerfed it. Damage model is not like real one because he get down pretty easy. 2 S-38s, 2 S-6, Strelas, this is getting down us pretty easy, and this is sad. But the gameplay on this plane is pretty unique for this game. You should be really accurate, you should understand what to do. And in air realistic battles and in ground realistic battles there is unique gameplay. For RRB we have only 2 AIM-9Ls, on late version we have 4 of them, and on the late version we have a AGM-65D version with not the TV guidance but with IR guidance. They are locking for 10 kilometers, TV guidance locking for 5-7 kilometers. And this is the problem, but we can lock the enemy SPAs like on the point. Also on the premium one we have useless GBU 8 because he is not giving them a lot of energy and a lot of things to use them in the battle. Also we have close combat things, we have Hydras, but better if here could be Zunis and usual 200-pound bombs. This is not usable things on this plane, only Mavericks are playing because Gaijin nerfed all of this plane. That should be argument. And what can I say? In this setup on 10.3 he's feeling pretty nice because he can play in top or he can play with his opponents like on 10.3 because Tunguska is on 10.7, and yeah, if you play on 10.3 you can be on the top. So let's go to the battles and see what A-10 can do in ground RB and in realistic battles. First match we're gonna look, it's Europe, and here is 2 A-10s are moving to setting up cast. Opponents for us is Britain and USSR, and we gonna try to outplay them and do our best with A-10. So how to feel well on A-10 on the ground realistic battles. You see, we have not pretty nice optic in our B Mavericks, and this is sad. So use your map, try to find targets, try to see enemies and do the best things. Better to set up the stabilization point on the enemy respawn or on the points where your allies are giving you markers for the enemies. And this is best tactics for the A-10. Also, you should understand the distance between you and the battlefield. You should not be so close to the enemies because you are the easy kill for enemies Strelas, for enemies other SPAs. And how to play it? You should look on the capture point when you, like on the distance of 8 kilometers to the capture point, throw your Mavericks. When you're closer than 6 kilometers, turn around and go back till you get more distance. And this is mostly safe tactic for playing on A-10s, on every A-10, because we are slow, our opponents are much more faster than us, and yeah, we should be really tricky to outplay them, but we can give cast to our allies pretty nice with Mavericks. The damage on the Mavericks is pretty sad. I don't know what Gaijin did to them, but this damage is such sad thing, sad story. about the A-10. And this is the only one point why I don't like these rockets. Because the damage on them is pretty random and you never expect on the frag when you throw in it. It's not like on the others guided missiles, on other guided weaponry. Yeah, Mavericks are pretty random. Even we have 6 of them, and this will be one match of 20 when you will have all 6 frags, ground frags from the Mavericks. A-10L, pretty not bad thing for this battle rating, but the enemies are pretty accurate and shield and sword are working here. Sword is rockets, shield is countermeasures. Yeah, and enemy flares are working perfectly against our A-10L. So we're gonna try to outplay this J7E. He's hunting our A-10s, and yeah, in maneuver we can do something, but we shouldn't try to play from the altitude, only in horizon. So over here I'm trying to take out on the maneuver. The nice things about A-10 that he is pretty maneuverable and much more controllable than other planes. I really like A-10 because of this, and a lot of bullets in his GAU-8. We can spray and pray anytime and do a lot of things to enemies. So over here I'm trying to lock him with Maverick so he could think that this is A-10L that I have, but so he get maneuver and lost his speed. But this J7 is really tricky, but I played a lot of time on the A-10 too, and I understand what to do with these enemies. So I now have no rockets, a lot of flares left, but yeah, and only 900 on my GAU-8, and I wanna still outplay him. This J7 will not allow me to play, and I wanna take his greedy on him. Your greedy will not help you, man, because I understand A-10 and you shouldn't do this. You see, spray and pray, and easy frag. You should not be economy on your bullets because you can shoot easily with A-10, but you must understand because you can jam your GAU-8 and this could be a problem. So you must like lock enemy with GAU-8 like for 3 seconds before it's jammed and then turn off. Then again and again. The lot of bullets will allow you to do even one frag easily, but the sad thing about GAU-8, because it had a better penetration before and you could easily take even tanks, and this was a nice thing. Now you can only take light tanks and a lot of bullets to one usual tank from the enemies. Enemy T-72s or other tanks that is having armor. Yeah, you can't get them as well as A-10 did it on the release. Here was much lighter tank, it was Vickers, but I didn't saw him. I watched the marker and now I wanna go to reload. So I'm reloaded, not much speed now I have after reload because I was flying from the field, and I wanna try to get my Mavericks more frags and do the best thing. Over here the marker of enemy is set. I set up already stabilization from my map, and now I wanna get distance like 8 kilometers to lock this T-72 and get a frag. But our Abrams taking frag, and yeah, we will try to find another targets to throw our AGM-65B. So here are more enemies are going to our allies and we want to cover them. And yeah, the lock of the Mavericks after the updates is having troubles too. I lock it 3 times, only 2 times I lock it to needed target. And you will see now the usual damage of the Mavericks, and this is sad story. 1 and 2. I'm throwing even 2 Mavericks in one tank to get down his dynamic armor and get him down, but you see how it's working. And this is the better version of the Mavericks in maneuver. B version and D version are better in maneuver than AGM-65G, because that one is high explosive, and this one is cumulative. And yeah, these Mavericks are much more lighter than high explosive Mavericks, because on this weight it's 230 kilograms. The G Maverick is 300 kilograms, and yeah, they don't do frags. You taking 900 points for take this plane, and yeah, I'm playing on the Wolfpack because getting points it's much easier on the light tank for getting A10. But man, this is not working. You taking 3 frags from the game to get the really nice bird, the legend of the airplanes, and yeah, you see such damage. And this is pretty sad story for me. And now, not usual time for A10. Our tanking is working. Half of my wing is get down, half of my plane get down, but I'm still alive. My damage model allowing me to fly to our airfield, and I will try to save on our airfield. We're moving, and we'll see if I reach it or not. Our A10 late is making frags too and supporting our team. And yeah, we are winning this because our cast was successful from me and my ally on A10. And this is pretty nice. And if you know, we already have in the game A6E tram. And how I feel, tram a bit better than A10 because he have much more weaponries. Yeah, this is just usual laser bombs, but his gameplay is much more safely, and yeah, on his altitudes and his speed allowing him to play from the altitude, from the stealth mode from the enemy SPAs, and this is pretty nice. But on the A10 we are always in slow action, like what can I say about this plane. And yeah, this is a bit harder gameplay than A6, but on A6 it's much more boring because we are just throwing bombs and getting frags from like 30 seconds. On A10 we always in the maneuver and do our best. So the first match is over, I've survived it. Now it's Finland and I will try to do CAS one more time. I saw the enemy on the ice, here is Leopard, and I wanna try to send him Maverick. Have a nice day. And yeah, there was behind building one tank and I didn't saw him in these optics. Pretty sad story about this optics, and now the lock is bugged. And I didn't throw the Maverick to the Strela. Yeah, I thought it was flying to me, throwing my countermeasures, trying to take distance and one more time play safely. There will be maps where Mavericks is not playable. It's like Siversk or other town maps where only streets and enemy can easily hide behind them. So what can I say about it? You should use only like 200-pound bombs or GBU-8 on them. Yeah, this is the only point, and use GBU-8 from third person. But for me, on the A10s, it's much easier to throw only 2000-pound bomb if it's city map, because it's really hard to lock sometimes. I don't know, sometimes lock is bugging to throw the GBU-8. And yeah, when you in such close distance, you should set your trigger time on the bombs like for 1.5 seconds or 1 second, because you're really slow and you will damage yourself with any of these bombs. This is why I said the only weaponry on the A10 is working for ground RB is Mavericks, because yeah, it will allow us to play like it should be, like safe distance, taking one part by another part from the enemies. And this is how A10 play now. On the A10C you are now having GBU-39, but you must understand how to throw them, because A10 still don't give them a lot of energy. And yeah, like from 10 kilometers you should throw a lot of GBU-39s to enemy SPAs that are sitting still on their respawn or on their point and throw them Mavericks. This is all gameplay for A-10C. And this is what I wanna say. And yeah, the battle rating for A-10C is much worse. So now I outplayed some enemies and getting out and trying to get distance once more. Over here I see the radar of the tornado on my warning system. Also I can see that Roland spawned, and I will try to outplay tornado. Here I'm making mistake because this is a pretty long distance. I should be much closer to enemy tornado to throw him A10, A9, but I did my best because I'm slow. Tornado is much faster than me. He's flying like 1,300 kilometers and I'm flying only like 650 kilometers. And this is pretty sad story, but we're doing our best. And this is the own vibe of the A10. Slowly but surely. This is what can I say about this plane. And here I'm making mistakes because I don't see the enemy SPA in the trees, and yeah, I was hoping that he will not look at me, and yeah, so that's second battle. So the third battle will be on the city map, and yeah, I'm checking Mavericks over here because over here there is possible to use the Mavericks only when you covering the A point. And I will try to do this over here and show you how it's playing. And like for me, you see on the screen now the ally A-4N from the Israel. And this is pretty not bad Skyhawk because he's having Mavericks 2, only A version. He's throwing them like on point, but he can give energy to his AGM-62 and he can have AGM's GBU-8 too. And this is pretty cool story, but you must be careful on it. This is pretty not bad playing. What can I say about A10? I like really his maneuverable. I like really his countermeasures. I like GAU-8, but his speed is not allowing him to do much things. And the damage of the Mavericks, yeah, probably damage will be in some time much better on these rockets, but not now. But A10 still, like I feel playable, still like I think enjoyable, and you can do a lot of things on him. Vextra getting down, T80 getting down, and Challenger getting down too. And this time Maverick works. Yeah, I'm happy. Now I'm too close to the enemy spawn. I'm trying to take distance, throwing my countermeasures, and you should be careful like this. When you getting closer to the battlefield, you must understand that you should turn on like your countermeasures in 1 second reloading to outplay enemies SPAs, because they could not lock you. And now I can see that this enemy's Milan is sitting on the field, and I will try to get him with AIM-9L, or better, I will take him with Maverick if he will sit down. So now I'm trying to get closer to this enemy airfield and intercept this enemy's Milan. I understand that AIM-9L will not work, setting up my stabilization, looking on this Milan, and yeah, sending him pretty nice send. So my Maverick is launched, it will take a frag. If he will not reload really fast, I will get him. Have a nice day, Mr. Milan. And yeah, only one Maverick left, and I will try to send it to the enemy spawn. Probably there is a lot of SPAs, and I will try to outplay them. Looking, here is Strela. Here is second Strela that was looking on me, and yeah, this was my mistake. I should turn on countermeasures much more faster, and yeah, only one Maverick throat was. Such third battle, let's go to aerialistic battles. So, I was fast forwarding this replays, because flying from the field 5 minutes on the A10, I feel you will not like it. But you could turn on music, do your things while you fly into the battlefield. And how you play on the A-10 in air-realistic battles. You should always cover your allies or farm bots, and this will give you a lot of experience and a lot of silver. Over here I see one more Milan. He's not having the countermeasures, and that's easy frag because he was not on a long speed from me, on the long distance and the high speed from me. And yeah, I'm trying to outplay, and here's from nowhere the F8 trying to outplay me and MiG-21 trying to outplay me. I'm making maneuver, dodging, trying to shoot him with GAU-8 and do my best things. Yeah, and when A-10 trying to take altitude, it's taking a really long time. And now I'm having trouble because this F8 will not allow me to play. Here's Draken came to me, and yeah, he damaged me a bit. I'm trying to maneuver, but I have no speed, and Draken is really maneuverable. Yeah, but I'm still damaged, but I can do some things. And here is F5 trying to nose with me. Goodbye, Mr. F5. Spray and pray works pretty well. And yeah, this was my last maneuver because 3 planes on my 6, and I did my best. Such first battle in the aerialistic. Let's go to the second battle. So this is the winter map, and we will try to do our best mostly. So what's the main tactic for the A-10, for the any A-10 in ground realistic battles? You are the strike aircraft, you are assault aircraft, like when I say, and most of your potential to farm bots in this mode. Like, yeah, you would not like these words and would not like this gameplay, but most of experience and most of silver you're getting for farming bots. You don't have a lot of speed to reach the enemy's bases, and your allies will bomb bases pretty easily. Su-25, tornadoes, and other planes that will have any bombs will reach the any base pretty much faster, and you will get nothing. So most thing that you wanna try to do is farm bots. You can take Mavericks and you can take anyone else. That's all that you wanna need. You need only GAU-8 and your rockets. Over here, if I tried to outplay me in the maneuver, I've wasted a bit of my GAU-8 potential, and yeah, I'm getting the frag. So now I will move on much closer to the enemy bots and farm them. And what is the main thing why we farming bots? We get in silver, we get in experience, and we triggering enemies to play with us. If they will not try to intercept us, we will easily get all of the enemy spawn point missions, mission spawn points, and yeah, it's easy win for our ally team. A-10s are giving us such a lot of things for these missions, and yeah, you can easily win with A-10s. But you must understand how to play on them, because on the enemy side there could be A-10s too, Su-25 too, and other jets, and you should understand how to play from the counterattacks always. You have pretty nice maneuvers, and you should use your maneuvers to outplay enemies always, and try to understand the ballistics of GAU-8. You have a lot of potential from GAU-8, and you can shoot like you want because you have a lot of bullets on it. And now I'm starting to farm the bots, and how you see, there is a lot of silver will give us for farming enemy pillbox. This is pretty nice. Taking Hawaiser, taking pillbox, and yeah, 3000 silver. And if you will take more of them from the mission, you will have 100,000 of silver from the any match. But you should survive it mostly. Mostly try to survive. This is the one point that I want to say about air-realistic battles and how you should play here. Over here I see one more A-10. I'm trying to outplay him, shooting him down with GAU-8, but I missed. And yeah, now I'm trying to outplay him from the altitude because enemy F8U2 is coming to me. And yeah, this was my mistake, because I should play nose to nose with A-10. Even if we get one frag, it could be better. But one frag and 6 bots, pretty not bad. So the last match in realistic battles that we're gonna see is City, and we will try to do our best. This is up tier, and I will try to show you what A10 can do in the up tier. And this is pretty nice because our opponents are without the countermeasures, and this is amazing things that we can do for the MiG-21S, the Milans and other planes that is not having countermeasures against us. Because like 3 kilometers, if we reach an enemy, it's easy frag for us, and Dutch A9L is pretty hard on this battle rating. And one of our allies is dumbass. What can I say? You will see it in the end. And yeah, if you're watching this enemy, if you watch this video, you can send him report. I will be glad for it. So here's A10 flying to me, not looking anywhere, and I will try to get him with my AIM-9L. Is a frag? I don't know, this was a bot or something, but he wasn't watching on me. And I will try to help my allies now, and yeah. Here's one crazy thing on the lightning, you see him. I was not trying to shoot him down, only scared, because I really tired from these people that is flying around me or trying to shoot me from my allies. They are pretty sad. And he's tilted, he's trying to cry because he is in the up tier, but he didn't see how much matches I did play previously till I get this up tier. This was one of the 5 battles or more. Now I'm getting bots and try to outplay enemies without any countermeasures. So here F4C trying to intercept me, but yeah, I saw him on my compass on the right screen, and yeah, he will get the AIM-9L. And F104 trying to intercept me, but GAU-8 take him too. 25,000 silver, pretty nice. 2 frags, and now this was the 3rd one. And we will continue to farm bots to take our experience, to take silver and farm a lot. This is pretty nice thing. Here is MiG-19 is in maneuver battle with MiG-21, trying to outplay our allies, but we will do our best to assist. So MiG-19 having no energy, and I will use it to outplay him with GAU-8. Easy maneuver and easy frag. And yeah, we will continue to farm bots. We will not try to reach enemies. The enemies will go to us if we farm bots. And do you remember this guy from the start that tried to shoot me? What do you think he will do now? And taking bots, taking my experience and taking silver. And look. 2 more bots. And this crying baby is trying to... He's shooting me down. Yeah, I've already reported him, but if you feel something, you can write something on the comments, I'll be glad, and write something in the reports. We have such people, yeah, and we can do nothing. Okay guys, I'm reporting him, it's end of the mission, let's go to conclusions and see what about A10. So we watched the battles, and what can I say about A10? He's not bad, but not so cool as he should be in our game. He should be flying tank, pretty amazing flying tank, and this is really legendary playing in the old story. And yeah, on the 10.3 he's feeling not bad, and what can I say, you can still farm all tech tree of aviation with him till 7 rank, but on 7 rank you can farm F5, F4E, F4J and farm rank 8 with pleasure. So That's all that I want to say about this plane. Thank you for coming for watch this video. I'll see you in the next videos. Goodbye.